Hey guys, here in this video I just want to give you an overview of how to use and navigate the Zombie Guitar website. There's so much content on this website and there's no real one size fits all. Some people may be beginners, some people may be intermediates, some people may be more advanced, some people may be interested in soloing, some people may be interested in chords. You know, there's something for everyone on the site, but it's because there's something for everyone. There's no like do this, then do this, then do that. There's no specific order that's going to be a one size fits all for everyone. The purpose of this video is to show you how to find exactly what you are looking for based on exactly what you are interested in learning about. So starting from the very beginning, I'm not logged in right now. So if you're not logged into the site, you're not going to be able to access the content. All right. So the first step is you have to log in. Once you log in, this is where you're taken to. This is your product library. If you happen to find yourself out at the home page again, in order to get back to your product library, you simply click on My Content. All right, that's one of the questions I get. People don't know how to access the products that they paid for. Log in first, click on My Content. It'll take you right back to here. All right, so once you are inside of your product library, once you're logged in and inside the product library, the first thing I want you to do is download and read the practice FAQ. So many people skip over this. It's right here at the top. It says it real big, how to use this website. But, you know, just based on the questions and comments that I get, I'm finding out that, I don't know, 75% of people are just completely ignoring this. Please, please, please download this if you want to understand how the site is laid out. I'm going to do it right now. Which course should I start with? A complete overview of everything on the site. So definitely download the practice FAQ. Super important. All right, so after you download and read the practice FAQ, the next thing that I recommend doing before clicking on any of the products is to just simply scan everything that's included. If you are a full access member of the site, then 18 products are included with the full access membership. So before clicking on any one of these individual products, because each of these individual products contains a ton of stuff within it, just you know, browse down the page. Newbie course, what's that about? Soloing fundamental course number 1, what's that about? You know, just kind of read this stuff. This right here, this in-depth lesson portal, this is kind of like you could essentially consider this an entire website in and of itself. This is just one of the 18 products that's included, but I'm going to have a whole section of this video that describes what this is all about. So just hold off on that, but that's one of the 18 products. Just keep scrolling down. When you do that, you're going to realize that there's 2 pages to your product library. So if you come to the second page, there's more products here, more of the 18 total products. The video backing track libraries, this is something people ask me about. They don't know how to find the video backing track libraries, and that's because they're on page 2 of your product library. Right now I'm on page 2. If you're not aware that there's 2 pages of your product library, then you're not going to find these. So within that, and that, there's about 2,000 videos. You know, that's where you just pick a progression, pick a key, pick a topic, and then just practice your improvisation. So that's where your video backing track libraries are. This is all on page 2 here. Of course, it's all explained in the practice FAQ as well. All right, so you've downloaded and read the practice FAQ, and you've scanned through all of the products to see everything that is included with whatever you've purchased. If you purchased the full access membership, then there's 18 products included. You've done all that. Now it's time to figure out how to find exactly what you're looking for. So all of the new content goes right to here, the in-depth lesson portal. That's why it says all new content goes here, right there. All new content goes here. Like I said, this in-depth lesson portal it could be considered an entire website in and of itself. This thing right here contains 130 plus courses. So there's just so much stuff in there. All of the rest of the courses, those are all set in stone. Nothing new is ever going to be added to the newbie course. Nothing new is ever going to be added to this course, this course, this course, this course. These are all set in stone. So anytime I add new content, anytime I send out a weekly email and I say, hey, I made this new lesson, there's no need to look all around in all these different products. It all goes right here. All right. So the next thing people ask is why doesn't the site have a search function? Well, the site does have a search function. It just doesn't, it's not up here. It's within each individual product. So if you click on the newbie course, there's a search function. That's going to allow you to search for the content within the newbie course. If you click on this course, there's a search function. It's going to allow you to search for whatever you're looking for within there. You should never need to use the search function, though, in any other place other than here. This is the only place you should ever need to use the search function in. So with that said, let me just explain how this whole in-depth lesson portal thing works. As I said, this is an entire website in and of itself. This is where all the new content goes. Search function right there. If I want to look for lessons about the pentatonic scale, I type in the word pentatonic. All right, lessons containing the word pentatonic, all the lessons containing the word pentatonic. This outputted 79 search results. If I want to look for something about the caged system, I type in caged. All right. When I send out a weekly email each week, one of the recent emails I sent out was about the 3 soloing pathways. How do I find the soloing pathways? Well, I type in soloing pathways. 3 soloing pathways right there. So the search function within the in-depth lesson portal will allow you to find whatever you're looking for. All right, so as I've said, this in-depth lesson portal is essentially an entire website in and of itself. It's like a separate entity from the other 17 products. This is by far the most content-packed product on the entire site. It's not saying that the other 17 products aren't important. They absolutely are, but everything has its own specific purpose. The purpose of the in-depth lesson portal is for music theory enthusiasts. You know, like chord tone targeting, for example. That is a complex topic, and you know, in your library, your product library, one of the courses is actually called chord tone targeting. So there's a course on chord tone targeting, but within the in-depth lesson portal, there's a section called chord tone targeting. There's more than one way to approach this very complex topic. So in here, this is a mini course, Improvise Like a Pro in 8 Weeks, which contains 9 videos and a full written lesson. That's an approach on chord tone targeting. This is an approach about chord tone targeting. The cage system, you know, scale path, arpeggio path, hybrid path. That's, you know, all this stuff is about chord tone targeting. This is deep dive. This is a music theory deep dive. You know, so if you're really, really interested in chord tone targeting, then the in-depth lesson portal chord tone targeting section would be a great place to spend your time. You could spend 2 years in this section. You know, this one right here, this is 9 videos contained with it. Main video, 8 associated video backing tracks. Written lesson with all the charts and all the diagrams and stuff like that. This is just one of the approaches to chord tone targeting. You know, going back out to the, chords. All the different types of chords, whatever chords you're interested in. You know, you want to learn about 7th chords. You want to learn about augmented chords. Borrowing chords. This one has 2 lessons. The Ultimate Guide to Borrowing Chords. All right, so that's the whole point of this in-depth lesson portal. It is music theory deep dive. Not everyone is interested in, you know, deep diving into music theory. I totally get that. If music theory or deep diving into music theory is not really your thing, then maybe the in-depth lesson portal may not be the place where you want to be. However, if you are if you are into deep diving into all the different concepts, that's exactly what this product is for. Again, this is only one of the 18 total products that's included on the site. Let's now look at some of the other products. All right, so let me just give you an overview of the rest of these products real quick. As I said, nothing new is ever going to be added to anything else other than the in-depth lesson portal. So all of the remaining courses that I'm about to talk about right now, these are all set in stone. So if you're ever wondering where something new that has been added to the site goes, it's not going to go here, it's not going to go here. It's always going to go into the in-depth lesson portal. All new content goes here. All right, so just wanted to point that out. So anyway, the newbie course, pretty self-explanatory. It's for beginners, basic concepts and stuff, how to hold the pick, basic electric guitar functions. The objective here is just getting your feet wet. You know, you just got a guitar, you just want to learn the basics of how to play guitar, get some easy songs down. There's about 61 lessons, I believe, in this course. If you want to find a specific topic within the newbie course, you could use the search function. It's only going to search within the newbie course because each product's search bar only searches within the product that you're in. All right, so this is just for beginners, kind of just work your way through it. Even if you're not a beginner and you just kind of want to just pick and choose a couple of these lessons, you know, self-explanatory. That's the newbie course. All right, next up we have the 5 fundamental soloing courses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 95% of everything you're ever going to do regarding soloing is going to be covered in these 5 fundamental soloing courses. The difference between the 5 fundamental soloing courses and the in-depth lessons, which covers all of the same stuff, you're going to find chord tone targeting stuff in here. You're going to find, the melodic notes concepts in here, blues concepts in here. The difference between these courses and the in-depth lessons is that these are not very theory intensive. These focus on shape theory. So you're not really super interested in the deep dive in music theory. You're not interested in, 50 million different ways to visualize the fretboard. You just want to get the job done. You just want to learn how to solo across the neck of the guitar in the shortest amount of time possible. That's what the 5 fundamental soloing courses are for. The soloing courses, they contain what is known as quick lessons. These lessons are like 2 minutes long, not in-depth at all. And then they have video backing tracks. Video backing tracks is where you just pop on a backing track and it has a fretboard diagram on the screen. I'll show you one real quick. So most of the learning is going to take place just simply by putting on these video backing tracks and following the visual aid on the screen. It's learned by doing. It's not very theory intensive, which is completely opposite of the way that things are taught in the in-depth lesson portal. All right, so you have your 5 fundamental soloing courses. If soloing is something you're interested in, or if that's your main thing that you're interested in, then definitely go through each of those 5 courses in order. So next up, we have the 4 modal framework courses: Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, and Mixolydian. All 4 of these courses, it doesn't matter what order you do them in. Each one of them is considered equal to one another. These are just simply different frameworks. They're different perspectives of a key signature other than the major and minor perspectives that you're probably more familiar with. So these are not super theory intensive. These are learned by doing. They're heavily video backing track based, just as the fundamental soloing courses are. So for example, let's say you're in the Phrygian framework course. The first few lessons are going to just give you an overview of, what the course is about. It has 1 in-depth lesson in it, but then the rest of it is just video backing tracks, quick lesson, video backing tracks, quick lesson, video backing tracks. So the objective with these courses is not to overwhelm you with too much theory, but to essentially get you to your goal as quickly as possible. So not super music theory intensive, but very, very effective. If you just follow through this course, by the end of this course, you're going to have a full understanding of the Phrygian framework without necessarily needing to have a deep dive understanding of the music theory behind it. If you do want a deep dive understanding of the music theory behind it, then what do? You go into the in-depth lesson portal. That's why it's called the in-depth lesson portal. You would select the modes category, and then you would pick and choose which lessons you want to deep dive into. Dorian applications, Phrygian applications, Lydian, Mixolydian. So this is music theory deep dive. This is not music theory deep dive. 2 different ways of approaching the same thing. So those are the 4 modal framework courses. The harmonic minor framework course, again, that's not super music theory intensive. It works the same way as the rest of the courses. You have a couple in-depth lessons to start out with, but then the rest of it's just a quick lesson, video backing tracks, quick lesson, video backing tracks, quick lesson, video backing tracks. Again, after you work your way through the harmonic minor framework course, you're going to have a very good understanding of the harmonic minor framework. You're going to understand how to use the harmonic minor scale, when to use the harmonic minor scale, without necessarily overwhelming you with too much theory. If you want to get overwhelmed with theory about the harmonic minor scale, you go into the in-depth lesson portal, you select the harmonic minor scale section, and then you pick and choose whichever lessons you want to deep dive into. All right, so now let's take a look at page 2 of your product library. To get to page 2, you have to scroll all the way down, and you're going to see that there is 1 and 2. Click on page 2 to reveal the rest of the products that are included with the full access membership. And here's the other products that are included. So this right here, this melodic phrases course, this is just a course that takes place all in one single key signature. It's in the key signature of C major / A minor. This is just if you want a bunch of licks. You just want, hey, here's some licks, here's some tabs, here's some backing tracks to play the licks over. That's what melodic phrases is all about. It just takes place in one single key, self-explanatory. If you're not super interested in making up your own stuff and you just want to be handed a bunch of licks, melodic phrases. Then you have your 4 video backing track libraries. Between this, and this, there's about 2,000 videos in total. This is the place to come where if you just want to pick a progression, pick a key, and pick a concept to practice, that's where to do it at. So let's say you want to practice over a major progression. 5 progressions to choose from. Let's pick major progression number 3. Now you pick a key. Let's say I want to practice in the key of E major. Now I want to pick a concept that I want to practice. I want to practice playing the diatonic scale. All right. Let's say I want to practice chord tone targeting. Let's say I want to practice the pentatonic scale. So it's the same exact backing track, it's just the fretboard diagrams that are displayed on the screen for each of the backing tracks will differ depending on which category you choose. All right, so that's just the E major progression right there. I chose E major, and that was in major progression number 3. So 5 major progressions. There's also 5 minor progressions. Works the same way. Progression 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's say I want progression number 4. Then you pick your key. Let's say I want to practice in E minor, for example. Again, pentatonic, blues, diatonic, scale combining. Which concept do you want to practice over that specific progression in the key of E minor? That's what that's all about. Same thing for modal chord progressions, same thing for harmonic minor progressions. 2,000 videos in total. This is a great place to practice your improvisations. Any key, any concept you want to practice, right here, these 4 products. Then you have songs, pretty self-explanatory, but these are, the songs are divided up into solo analysis type of song lessons, improv analysis, full songs, and then song analysis, and any of the songs that are used in the newbie course right there. So a bunch of song lessons, a bunch of solo analysis lessons. Again, pretty self-explanatory. All right, so that is the overview of the site. So just to reiterate everything that we talked about, make sure you download this first of all, read that. No new content is ever going to be added anywhere else except for right here in the InDepth lesson portal. If a new complete course is ever added, you can guarantee that I will be letting you know. But as far as the weekly content, the emails that I send out every week letting you know about the new lessons, all of it goes right here 100% into the InDepth lesson portal. All new content goes here. If you need to search for anything, chances are you're only ever going to need to search within this product right here, the InDepth lesson portal. You should never need to search within any of the other products because all of those are pretty much cut and dry. It's just heavily video backing track based stuff, so really you should not need to be doing any search anywhere else other than the InDepth lesson portal. And then the other important thing is just make sure that you understand that there's a second page, and that's where these supplemental products can be found. These video backing track libraries, the song lessons, and the melodic phrases course. All right, so hopefully this video was helpful. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.